What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today in this video, I'm going to be giving just a brief overview of what the Dallas Cowboys free agency has looked like so far in the first 2 days of the 2025 NFL free agency frenzy, free agency window, whatever you want to call it. We know the Dallas Cowboys' previous history over the past couple years, specifically last year, to where they have spent nearly no money in free agency. There actually came out a tweet yesterday that Greg Hardy and Brandon Carr were the last outside free agents that the Dallas Cowboys signed for over $6 million. That was almost 10 years ago. So we know that so far, there's been some signings. Are they big names? Are they names that we have heard of? No, they're not. Most of them aren't. Well, I wouldn't say most of them are. Some of them aren't. But in this video, we are going to be giving my quick and brief reaction to that. So, from what I can see here from this tweet, courtesy of RJ Ochoa, Dallas Cowboys free agency. Rumors, there are none, which before this tweet, the rumors were that they were going to get Dre Greenlaw and possibly Tre'Davious Ward, but that never pointed out to anything. The additions we've had is Javonte Williams, Rob Jones, Solomon Thomas, Peyton Turner. Who we have returning is Osa Odigizua, CJ Goodwin, Wanye Thomas, Brock Hoffman, Tyrus Wheat, Marquise Bell, Trent Sieg, Cavante Turpin, and we lost Jordan Lewis, Chuma Edoga, Chauncey Golston. Now, from what I am aware of, I'm going to first talk about the losses. I don't know specifically what the contracts were. You lost Jordan Lewis to a 3-year, $30 million deal. You lost Chauncey Golston to a 3-year, $19.5 million deal. And I don't really care how much you lost Chuma Edoga for because he was garbage anyways. But two valuable assets. Number one, specifically, I think Jordan Lewis was a no-brainer, has to return to the ball club. I really do. I think Jordan Lewis progressively, since he's been with the Dallas Cowboys, each season has gotten better and better and better. It is a shame. He got $10 million a year, Jerry. You cannot give Jordan Lewis your lockdown slot corner for the last couple years. $10 million. Your own guy. Seriously. Chauncey Golston. He played D tackle for us, and I think he did play edge rusher towards the end of the season due to injury with Tank Lawrence. But he was an edge rusher, and he played the middle, and he was great. He developed every season. He should have been another no-brainer, keep at all costs. He signed for 3 years, $19.5 million. Not even $7 million a year. You couldn't pay that, Jerry? And what did Jerry decide to do? He signed someone, Peyton Turner, a first-round pick from 6 years ago or 5 years ago, who's not done anything. I just looked him up. He didn't even play last year. I mean, it's a shame what is going on with the front office and the way of thinking. If this is what the Jones family thinks this is their version of all in, you got it screwed up. Moving on, Chuma Edoga. He was not, I didn't really care if he left. He left he was no significance of the team, to be honest. He filled in for Tyler Guyton when need be, when he had his struggles, but still, at that side of the line, he was a liability to begin with, so him leaving was not that big of a deal. But looking at the guys that you kept, you decided to keep CJ Goodwin. For some reason, CJ Goodwin just keeps finding a way and finding a roster spot on the Dallas Cowboys. I will never understand it. I don't know why he keeps getting a roster spot. It will never make sense to me. It's like every season, he's always a free agent and he always gets a new contract. Don't understand why. I don't know the Jones family fascination over this kid. Don't know why he does nothing but play special teams, but he gets a new contract. Wanye Thomas is a no-brainer. I think he should be one of the starting safeties. Ever since he's been with the Dallas Cowboys, he's shown plenty of promise since he's been wearing the star on his helmet. He come from Georgia Tech. He's been playing a little bit of kick return, even though I don't know why he has been playing kick return. but he is a valuable asset, and that was a good signing in my opinion. Brock Hoffman, another good signing in my opinion. I think he came in for when Zach Martin was hurt. He came in and let his presence be felt. I thought he was a no-brainer. He's gritty. He's scrappy. He goes out there and tries to fight every second out when he's out there on the field, but it doesn't matter because he backs it up with his play. That was another no-brainer signing in my opinion. Tyrus Wheat, whatever. I mean, this is a whatever signing. Marquise Bell. If this was me 2 years ago about Marquise Bell, I would have probably said that I like this return contract, but at the same, after what he did last year, and maybe it's just because he was moved to linebacker and he was getting gashed and he needed to be at safety. I just feel like Marquise Bell's plays declined. Maybe he should be moved back to safety and let's see what he can do. But when he was out there playing linebacker, oh my gosh, it was the worst idea. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know why he was at linebacker. He needs to stay at safety. Maybe he can develop and get better, but I still think Wanya Thomas is a better option at the safety spot. Did 2 years ago, did Marquise Bell come out of nowhere and make a big statement with this play? Yes. But guess what? Dan Quinn's not our defensive coordinator anymore. Matt Eberflus has some promise, so maybe he will put these guys put them where they need to be. But for right now, as we stand, I did not really care to keep Marquise Bell, especially for what the contract that we gave him. I don't know the specifics of that contract, but I knew it was 3 years. Trent Sieg, long snapper, who cares? Kevontae Turpin. Yes, this was a no-brainer. He has made the Pro Bowl the last 2 or 3 years. I think he has made an All-Pro as well at the kick returner position. He is a very underutilized gadget player when we got him from the USFL 3 years ago. I think he needs more snaps. He needs more reps. He needs some more plays on offense. Hopefully, Brian Schottenheimer can develop him some plays and let him get some plays in the system. Give him the ball in the hands. Let him be a Deebo Samuel type. Give him some Deebo Samuel type packages from a couple years ago. Line him up at running back. Line him up at wide receiver. Be very versatile. And going in, that was a no-brainer signing. We got him at a good price. He is I think, like I said, he is a Pro Bowl and All-Pro. Great signing. Moving on to the additions. Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams has had a lot of injury. I think he's actually torn his ACL. I think he may have tore it twice. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. Let me know that down below in the comments. But for the price, you got him for $3 million a year. He is coming off a season where I think he was the third string running back at one point at the end of the season. There was 2 running backs that were ahead of him in the depth chart. He was an absolute dog in college. That college tape is insane. Go watch it when he had that running back duo with Carolina. I forgot the name of that running back who was on the other side of him. He was playing for the Jets, but I don't know who he's playing for anymore. But them two, they were dogs. Okay. Javonte Williams was a dog when he was in high school, when he was in college. But that isn't the Javonte Williams of right now. So it is a good bargain. I think that what this means is that Rico Dowdle is walking. I guess they didn't want to pay him the $6 million plus that he was asking for and what he wanted. I think that means that they are going to address the running back position in the draft. Maybe we get an Omarion Hampton. I don't think Ashton Jeanty is going to be there at 12. I do think that he will possibly go to the Raiders, whatever pick the Raiders have. I think Omarion Hampton is in the books. Maybe Trayvon Henderson. It is a solid running back class. I was telling a lot of people lately, you can easily get a guy who is an absolute stud at the second round. But I have been saying, and I have been vocal about this, I don't want the owners to get complacent thinking that these guys are going to be available in the second and third round. Specifically the third round. If you want these running backs, these studs running backs that's coming out of the draft, get them in the first and second round as you can. Specifically the second round with your first pick that you have, either team. Okay. For Dallas with the 12th pick, I wouldn't hate us getting a running back. I wouldn't love it. But I don't know exactly if there was a situation where we could trade up early in the second round and grab that running back like a Judkins, Omarion Hampton, even though I think Omarion Hampton is going to be going in the first round. But one of those, Trayvon Henderson, a lot of people's got him going earlier than what everybody else thought to begin with. There's a lot of good running backs out there that specifically Marion Hampton. I would love to have a Marion Hampton wearing the star on his helmet. Just make it happen, Jerry. But I think it's just a safety protocol. He's definitely not going to be your number one guy going into the season. So they are going to draft the running back. Rob Jones, I think I saw his numbers. He gave up 6 sacks or 3 sacks this year. I can't remember. It was in the 3-6 sack range. He's pretty solid. It seems like he is going to be a replacement for Zach Martin since Zach Martin did retire. Again, Zach Martin was getting old, so it's not like we're replacing like a specimen of all time. Zach Martin had a rough year. He had a down year in a lot of people's eyes, specifically in my eyes as well. So it's not like we're going in here replacing a giant. Obviously, he is a Hall of Famer, first ballot. But I'm talking about specifically for the last 2 seasons, okay? Zach Martin really ain't been the same. I wouldn't really say 2 years. I think 2 years ago he had a pretty good season. But specifically this last year, he got beat a lot on the line. So it's not like we're sitting here since last season replacing this juggernaut of an offensive lineman. You get where I'm saying? Obviously, this is not being blasphemous if you understand what I'm saying. Zach Martin is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Okay? He has more holding calls than he has sacks. Sacks given up. Okay? No, or is it? No, what's that? I think he has less holdings than what he does Pro Bowls or All Pros. One or two. He is a future Hall of Famer, first ballot. He is a Cowboys legend. He will be in the Cowboys Ring of Honor as soon as possible. I'm not being blasphemous in any way. I'm specifically saying from his play from last year, this ain't that big of a difference. Moving on. Solomon Thomas, solid defensive tackle. He's old. He's a shell himself. He is not the same tackle that was on the 49ers a few years ago. His career has pretty much been wasted. I think he's been to the Jets and the Raiders since he's left the 49ers. So this is not the Solomon Thomas of old. I don't even know. We need run stuff in D tackles. I don't even know. I think where he's more of a pass rusher type guy, because I saw where somebody said you don't want this guy in on running downs. That is not what I want to hear coming out of a D tackle. Okay, I need somebody who's going to go in there and stuff that run. But it's defensive interior help. You know, we got Mozzie Smith in there. We got Osa locked down for the next 3 years. So, again, I expect us to address this position going into the draft easily. And lastly, Peyton Turner. Like I said earlier, don't know who this guy is. Never heard of him in my life. I don't know what significance he's going to have on the team. I would be surprised if he even makes the team, to be honest with you. I really think that we're going to address this in the offseason through the draft. I think they need to re-sign Tank Lawrence as well. That is a no-brainer in my opinion as well. But so far, I mean, I know we have complained about us making moves. Is it flashy compared to the other teams that's out there like the Vikings and the Patriots, the Commanders? We're going to get to that in the next show of the Alpha Podcast. It's not those type of teams, but it is something. Compared to what we have gotten in the past, it is something. We can't be complaining. Hey, we complain because we made at least we are not one of those teams like we were last year where we literally spent $0 in the beginning of free agency. So shout out to the Dallas Cowboys so far. I know that's not saying much, obviously, but it is something that the front office is doing something. Are they still bad at investing in their business? Absolutely. I still think that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are one of the most cheapest individuals when it comes to the NFL, and they are the biggest franchise in sports. I will never understand it. I still don't understand it to this day. But that is another day, and that is another argument. And that is the end of the video. It is only day 2, and these free agencies is going to keep rolling in. And I'll keep you guys updated on my thoughts. Be tuned for the next episode of the Alpha Podcast. It is going to be dropping in the next coming days for the first couple of days of free agency for all the other teams around the NFL. Thank you for joining me for another video. If you will, check the link in the description below to check out the Alpha Podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I have playlists to all my videos when it comes to sports and pop culture, movie reviews, reactions, sports commentary, comic book commentary. It is all down there in the description. And as always, guys, hit that like on the video and let me know how you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about my thoughts. And tap that subscribe button to subscribe and be part of the family. And hit that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See you.